trythrive.com/relationship theory. That's trythrive.com/relationship theory for 10% off your order. Now back to the episode.
So I see how much it impacted my own life, and I want to help them. I want them to go through the same thing that I went through so that they can get to the other side, so that they can be much more empowered, that they can do things that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to do simply by making a switch in their mind. And once you know what to do, it seems it's not easy, but it's very, very simple. And so you want that for them, but the more you push, the more they resist.
All right, so topic number one.
Topic number one.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So what was topic number one again? Oh, fixed mindset. A fixed mindset with people that you love. So this is something that I get asked about a lot. People have heard my answers. How do you approach somebody that you love? So you're not going to cut them out of your life, which is sort of my harsh advice 9 times out of 10. Like, most of the time, the answer is if somebody's in your life that has a fixed mindset, then you're going to have to cut them out. Just surrounding yourself with that, it just, it doesn't work. So it's going to drag you down. And so whenever possible, you're going to migrate them out of your life. Sometimes, however, when that's somebody that you're very, very close to, it's just not an option. So what do you do?
Yeah, for me, it's actually a lot harder than it is for you. I don't know if that's a man-woman thing, but I find it obviously very hard to just cut people out of my life for that reason.
And what's that reason? Being a woman?
No. Just cutting them out of my life because they've got a fixed mindset. Because I so want to help them. Like, I have a hard time separating the way it should be and the way it is. So it's like, but if they would just pay attention and you send them examples of, empowering people that they can follow, and it's just, if I can't get through to them, I start getting frustrated because I love them so much that I want them to succeed. And so I try to change their mindset. Go on.
Well, I'm just curious because life has told you time and time again that doesn't help, right? So if they're not open to changing and you're getting frustrated, which makes them even less likely to change, like, why keep pursuing that avenue?
Yeah, and that's something I struggle with and I'm really, really working on. I think I've done a lot better over these last few years. Just, something you always say to me is just accept people for who they are. And if you know that they've got a fixed mindset and you've maybe tried to show that, help them and it's just not possible, like detach yourself. So I've tried to stay in that mindset of this person is who they are. I love them for who they are, but if they can't help themselves, then me getting frustrated with them only makes them feel bad about themselves, and so that I don't like.
Also, a big part of the problem is when somebody starts feeling badly about themselves, they retreat within, they put up their defenses, they push back, they become less and less likely to listen to you.
Yeah.
And that's really where my whole notion of, and I'm grateful for it because I think meeting somebody with compassion and empathy is virtually always the right answer. The only person, God, I guess you as well, but for the most part, the only person that I don't always meet with compassion, and let's be nice and controversial here for a second, the only person that I don't always meet with compassion and empathy is myself. And the reason that I don't always meet myself with compassion and empathy is I trust myself to know when to push on something and when to let go, when to reward myself emotionally and when to punish myself. And that gets me where I'm ultimately trying to go. And because I know that I'll be able to do that in the right amounts to not get myself in emotional trouble where I'm just beating myself up, I'm feeling like a smaller version of myself, I find that little push works. But with other people, it does not. And everything, because virtually every piece of advice that I have for people in my life comes from me having done it the wrong way and learning through the school of hard knocks that it doesn't work. And that certainly is the truth with, so I see how much it impacted my own life, and I want to help them. I want them to go through the same thing that I went through so that they can get to the other side, so that they can be much more empowered, that they can do things that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to do simply by making a switch in their mind. And once you know what to do, it seems it's not easy, but it's very, very simple. And so you want that for them, but the more you push, the more they resist. And so pushing, like, even though it means that you may have to play a very long, slow game, like it may take a year, it may take 10 years, it may take decades, but the only thing I know is that meeting them with compassion and empathy and then just living by example will be a lot faster than pushing.
Right. But you push me a lot, but I think that's because you know me well enough. You know that that's what I need to then.
Do you know why I do it?
Well, I was about to say, because you know me well enough to know that I actually need to have that hard knock to.
Sort of. I've done it because you've bought in. Like you and I have agreed that, and this like goes back, I mean, we made this agreement a long time ago, but you and I agreed that there was like a certain standard that we would live by. So it's like that letter I gave you to read to me if I was in a really bad mood, to like, hey, me, this is me. I have no interest other than to see you get what you want out of life. And so, you know, without any motive beyond something that you want for yourself, trust me, you don't want to stay angry, like let it go, laugh, you know, do all the things you need to do to get out of that. It was me being reminded of something that I had agreed to. And so because you've bought into a growth mindset, not only in actions, but on paper, all I have to do is remind you, hey, you've bought into this. And because of that, it's not me like pushing you, it's you remembering that, oh yes, this is something that I want for myself.
That's true. Yeah, because when you're in that moment and you are feeling very emotional and, you know, hey, works. You know, you are feeling very emotional. It's hard to kind of see the unemotional side of it. It's like, yes, you don't have a fixed mindset and you can get over this. It's like, you remind me to not listen to my emotions to then dictate my actions. And I think that that's actually really powerful. And because I admire you so much, and you're the love of my life, the one person that I fight for every day. I don't want to disappoint you. So when you remind me of that, it then kind of gets me out of that emotional feeling and then starts my brain going, it's like, oh yeah, you can do this. You can't fail him. You have to push yourself. And so, yeah. But I notice when you do it as well, and sometimes it really frustrates me when you do it. Yeah. But in that moment, even when it frustrates me, I tell myself, he's doing it because he loves you. So.
It's that buy-in, yo.
Yeah.